Good morning and welcome to our May 7th, 2019 Board of Commissioners briefing. Invocation day will be Commissioner Ed Cromartie. Pledge of allegiance to be led by Commissioner John Bell. We have the approval amendments, then discussion, adjustment agenda. Mr. Honeycutt, anything?
Nothing to add or change at this time, Mr. Chair.
Any board member have anything to add or change? Okay, Ms. Honeycutt, I should start with special presentations. Like we have a few this morning, you go through them.
Yes, sir, we do. Number one is a motion to adopt Resolution 2019-12, a resolution honoring the life of Dr. Dorothy Lee Foreman Cotton, and I will be reading that as well. And I think there may be some representatives here also. Number two, we do have a motion for proclamation of VMS Week. Nanette Sutton will be here for that as well. Number three is the motion to approve proclamation for Williams Family Reunion Day. And I'll probably be reading that as well. Number four is motion to approve proclamation for Mental Health Awareness Month. And Emily Peacock will be reading that. Number five is motion to approve proclamation for Older Americans Month in Wayne County, and Paula will be reading that as well. And then number six, we will be introducing our new DSS director as of May 26th, and I'll have Mr. Mayo do that if he would be willing to. Then public comments. Then appointment committee, then unfinished business, motion to approve agreement for engineering services to Wayne County for the Genoa wastewater collections system sewer study. As the board's aware, we set money aside in the 18-19 fiscal year to really try to see what the problems were with the system, looking at smoke tests, looking at manholes. We set aside $125,000. We did send out requests for qualifications. We did interview 3, and staff would like to recommend Withers Ravenel at a cost of $110,000. And I'll read the memo during the meeting.
Conditioned upon entry.
Yes. Yeah, we don't have the final contract yet. And then number two, motion to approve award for stream debris removal, project part 5 to Coastal Plains Clearing as the lowest responsible bidder as recommended by Noel Woods. And again, this is part of our Golden Leaf funding that we have for stream clean out.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Is this the same company that had been doing it?
No, sir.
Okay.
It's a different company.
Good deal.
And then consent agenda, we have budget amendments, and I will turn that over to Allison.
First budget amendments I have grouped together, numbers 403 and 405 for services on aging. These are both reappropriations from the prior year. One are unspent donations, and the other is a grant for fitness equipment that they have not spent yet. So we are just reappropriating those funds. Then you have another services on aging budget amendment in the amount of $7,260. This is for current year donations that are received or have been received so far. And a lot of these donations do have restrictions on them, so she monitors those to ensure that they are spent according to the donor restrictions. For Development Alliance WCDA, we're requesting to move $98,317.23. This is the amount of the Rural Center grant. I think it's the additional amount, and it was put in the incorrect line item, so we're moving it to the correct line item. For the Solid Waste Department, we are asking to anticipate an additional $39,302 in user fees. I believe they have actually collected more than that, but we have to pay solid waste disposal tax based on what we collect, and we actually need more budgeted money in the disposal tax line item, so we are offsetting that with the revenues we've collected. For social services, we are moving $23,750. This is for client transportation, the Medicaid line item. They have exceeded their budgeted amounts. This is a 90% reimbursable amount by the federal government. And I believe they've had just some additional special needs clients that had to be transferred that were non-emergency transfers. So they're moving some monies around to accommodate that. For facilities, we are asking to reallocate $31,000 from their maintenance and repairs for the water bill line item. We do have some additional facilities that had to be covered that were not anticipated in the original budget. There are also some, I think, billing issues to work through. The city's got a new billing system, and so the facilities department on our side has been working with them to ensure that that's correct, that those are being monitored properly, but there has been an adjustment needed in that line item.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
that's a huge amount of money.
Yes, sir.
Now, I realize we've got two or three additional facilities, but I just don't think WCDA is using that kind of water. That said, I urge you all to be extremely careful, because the water bill at one particular business that I was involved with received a water bill one month for $1,700. And their normal water bill, I think, is around $30. So I would urge you to be extremely careful, because whatever they're doing over there on that conversion was a mess.
And I think part of it's the stormwater fees that they're filling, they're computing.
No, this was a water bill.
Oh, okay.
It was water. Poor lady up there at the office, when I went to see her, she just pure laughed about it. But there's a lot of issues.
And I think I understood you to say WCDA. This is actually for all the county facilities buildings, not just WCDA.
Well, I understand that.
Okay,
but
I
it
just want to
could have
make
gone up
sure.
$31,000.
And I do understand that. I had a detailed email from Nikisha, who works over in facilities department, and she is continuing to work with them on this. So she hasn't written it off or anything like that, but she did find that we did at least need to adjust this, and she's going to continue to work with them to make sure they're making the adjustments on their end that need to be made, and they've already made some as well.
Yeah.
But we will continue to watch that.
They are adding those stormwater fees to the water bills.
They are, no doubt.
Now, let's clarify, this is dealing with the city.
Yes, sir.
Because we do also have facilities that's on other water
Yes, sir.
sanitary districts.
Right.
This is the city.
It's the city.
Okay.
Yes, sir. But we will continue to watch that. For the facilities, I'm sorry, I'm moving on. For cooperative extension, they are requesting to anticipate an additional $300. This is for their horticultural program, and it's one of their programs that's based on user fees, so they're offsetting those program supplies with user fees. For JCPC, this is Juvenile Crime Prevention Council. You actually have three. It's numbers 431, 432, and 433. This is moving a total of $11,972 out of the therapeutic foster program, and it's being reassigned to transition reentry and structured day. This actually gets done through the state. I believe it's Department of Public Safety, but those monies pass through us. So when they make adjustments up there, we have to adjust accordingly on our books. The final budget amendment is for Department of Social Services, the Dixie Trail Building. We are requesting to appropriate fund balance in the amount of $200,000 for the purchase of the Dixie Trail Building from Wayne County Development Alliance.
Question,
Yes, sir.
what will we have in that building at this point? About $2 million?
Approximately 700,000. If you add the roof and the, what we have paid back to.
From the original
Wayne
cost, the
Community. From
price
the-
was like $2 million, then we've added those other improvements to it.
We have added the improvements to it, yes, sir. What WCDA did, their renovations cost for the front office part was about $200,000, and again, that was something we still did in-house. We're just reimbursing them for that cost.
Okay.
I do want to let you know, we are going to go back and try, because that, the bulk of that amount was spent in a prior year. We are going to work with our vendor that does our third indirect cost plan to recapture some of that through DSS's indirect cost if we can.
Very good.
I don't know if they have, expiration dates on when that stuff was done, but because it's now being repurposed as DSS building, we want to try to at least see if we can get some of that back from the state. So I'll keep you posted on that.
Thank you.
The next is number 3 under consent agenda, motion to approve transfer of 707 and 709 North Georgia Avenue to Habitat for Humanity. And Andrew is here if you have any questions.
These two properties were prior foreclosures. One was last fall, and then one was just about approximately 2 months ago. They're vacant. We hadn't had any inquiries of third-party purchasers, and Habitat for Humanity reached out to us. I think they have some houses in the neighborhood as part of a bigger plan, so they're asking for that donation. I don't know if the city actually, if it was on their agenda last night, but I do know they have also requested the city to approve it too, since it's jointly owned by the county and city.
Question. If the county and the city does donate this to them, this does put the property back on the tax books?
It will eventually, once the house is built and is turned over to whoever the
Okay.
participant is in the program, then it would get back on the tax books.
Okay.
Mhm.
That was my question.
Thank you.
Okay. And then next, under new business.
Mr. Chairman,
Oh,
I think we skipped over item 2 under the consent agenda.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Number 2 under consent agenda is motion to adopt Resolution 2019-11, a resolution adopting the 27th Amendment to the Position, Classification, and Pay Plan for Wayne County. If you've seen, I forwarded you an email from Geraldine that talks about how with the untimely passing of our former sewer director, looking at staffing, we felt like we could share the duties and as far as operator in charge. So we are changing it to have a backup and an operator in charge. They're still having their same duties, but we're going to increase their pay accordingly. But it will save us money in the long run.
Yeah, I think we, Mr. Chairman, I think we need to give a shout out to our facilities director for coming up with that plan, because it is a substantial savings for us.
It is, and also I do appreciate our staff that were serving in that position. They're already certified, and that we're really now going to use their certifications as well. Thank you. I'm sorry, didn't mean to skip that. Next, under new business, presentation with respect to the software solution, and I'm going to turn that over to Allison.
I'm going to save the good part for the 9 o'clock meeting unless you want to preview now. But we're going to do, our software committee will be here at the 9 o'clock meeting to give a presentation of our recommended vendor for the software solution. What we are asking is just a motion to approve the recommended vendor and begin working on the contract. We will not sign the contract until we bring it back to you. So I want to make sure that you understand we're not signing a contract yet. We're not committing any funds yet.
Any question? And there'll be a presentation during the.
Yes, we do have, we have a lengthy document in your packet, and, but we're going to do a brief overview of that document.
She'll be reading all 27 pages.
I'll be happy to. Somebody said they had trouble sleeping last night, so.
So we will not be acting on this?
Well, what we will be asking the board to do is to approve the vendor that we're recommending.
Okay.
And once we approve the vendor, then we will come back with a proposed contract.
Okay.
So we wanted to make sure you were comfortable with the direction and the due diligence that staff has done to deal with the software change, because we want to make sure you're comfortable with it as we're moving forward, and let you know that there has been a lot of work done on this.
You're asking for a great deal there, because I don't think anybody's really going to be comfortable.
Semi. We'll take semi. So
I think the key is to make sure the i's are dotted and t's crossed, because, in the past, there's been some times that, and no disrespect to anyone in this room, but we've had some information in the past that weren't exactly what we needed, and we acted on it, and we don't need to keep making, after you do it about the second time, it's not a mistake anymore, it's a habit.
yes, sir. And I will say this, I'm very proud of the staff and Allison really heading this up, and we've had the right people looking at this from day one.
Okay.
From IT to HR to even we're going to be able to tie this into our building inspection software. So it really has been vetted very well through staff.
And we did ask a lot of questions in the agenda meeting.
Yes, sir. There was a lot of questions, and we visited sites, and we've weeded out those that didn't work as well. So,
Well, I know I'm getting old and my memory fails me, but I really can't think of, maybe somebody else can, a time that Wayne County purchased a software package that actually worked. So I hope this, in fact, is a change in the direction.
After our pep talk the other day, I took that into consideration and regrouped with our committee, but no, we feel very good about this. We've got some data that I think would help you feel more comfortable.
Oh, that's good.
But we certainly understand the expectations that are out there for us.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Just as a matter of information, does this software have anything to do with the health department and DSS?
no, sir.
Okay.
Well, as
We
far
have-
as our personnel, it will have a personnel module to it. But as
Okay.
far as Northwoods or anything, no, sir.
No, I understand that, but there is some connection there that
Right.
needs to be.
Right, yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
So, okay. Next is the discussion of certification policy for staff. I can go through it fully now, or I can wait, but this is one of those things, as the chairman has always said, sometimes we gave a 2% increase for certification for finger paint. Is that a fair, am I quoting you fairly?
That's fairly.
That's a fair quote. So what we have done in working with Chip and working with Ginger and Geraldine and all of our department heads have really tried to vet what is necessary and what is not necessary, and what is required and what is not required. So we have gone back through and looking at classes, we've looked at hours, was tests required, is certifications, do you have to have continuing ed, or was it a 1 or 2 day class? If it's a 1 or 2 day class where you got a certification, you get a dollar figure. It's a benefit to the county, but you get, $100, for example, dollar figure. If it is something that is greatly a part of the position, then we looked at a 2% increase as far as our pay plan.
Up to
Up to
2%.
Yes, sir. But we also looked at it, if the position required the certification, you didn't get an increase. So if it was, you were expected to have that certification, you didn't get it. But if you went above and beyond for additional certifications, that's where we're looking at the increase.
But, excuse me, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
But in order to get that, it has to be in reference to the position the employee holds. Is that correct?
Well, it is, and it has to be approved by the department head, and it has to be on this list. It has to be on this vetted list of that is required for them, that's already approved.
Well, my point is that just like in our, say, apprenticeship program.
Right.
If you take subjects, any of our employees, if you take subjects that have to do with machining, we will actually reimburse you for that.
Right.
But if you go out to Wayne Community College and you're going to take welding or bricklaying, no.
Right.
I'm just saying it needs to be connected to the job that they are doing or a job they're preparing for.
Right, and that goes back to our education reimbursement policy.
Yeah.
That really is a separate.
Yeah.
But that has to be approved by the department head beforehand. And it does have to be relevant to the job that they're doing.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
So we will have a closed session today?
Yes, sir.
To discuss matters relating to the location or expansion of industry and business in Wayne County, and to consult with your attorney to retain the attorney-client privilege.
Are we ready to go in closed session?
Motion to go in closed session.
Motion been made. All in favor, signify by raising your right hand.